And we're live on this new day.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. So exciting. Got
Well,
new toys.
yeah, definitely new toys. Welcome everyone. If anyone's watching, welcome everyone. We are starting a new adventure today. We have a new DM provided by the brothers Ben. Um,
That's me. I'm Ben.
uh, Ben has decided, has been kind enough to come on camera, because he's not really on camera, but on camera with us to DM us in a session starting today. So please bear with us today because we've got a lot of new tools and toys, and we're trying to figure out what's going on here. And there's a lot of hissing. Where's that coming from?
Justin.
I think your mic is still set to your laptop and not to your headset, Justin. That's where that hissing was coming from. All right, there. That's much better. And there's lovely, nice audio behind us, and this is great. So welcome, Ben. Welcome back to the players. We've seen these faces before. Take it away, Ben.
All right. So, to bring things in right away, do we want to do character introductions or do we just want to get right to the meat of it?
Let's do character introductions because that's awesome.
All right. Let's start with Noah. Who's playing Noah?
Me? Yeah, I don't have a backstory yet, but okay. So I am a rather tall and slender feline, a tabaxi, and I am dressed rather eloquently, I guess. I am a performer and a bard, and I carry a lute, walk around with a crossbow and a whip. I carry a lute,
Excellent.
walk around with a crossbow. I read this thing that whip was one of the worst, least effective weapons in D&D, so I wanted to try it out.
Excellent. Good to know. That's valuable information for me. Ophelia.
Ophelia is a human, which is very exciting. I know because, D&D. She is not apparently armed in any way. She's wearing uh, very kind of rich clothing, very that's not the right elegant clothing. She has a lot of jewelry. She's quite lovely, I imagine. Um, and she just oozes fussiness.
Does she strike the viewer as like a socialite or a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dixie?
She's got like I don't know what the world's leading top designers would be, but that's what she's wearing. It's very
Okay.
inappropriate footwear for an adventurer.
Yeah. His name is Lulf Roran,
Yeah.
and yeah. Anyway, wonderful. And then we have Beauregard Hamilton Oxworth III.
Beauregard Hamilton Oxworth III is the result of what happens when a necromancer meets a orc warlord. Daddy has retired and taken mommy with him, and they've set up a nice plantation where daddy mans the undead during the day and mama just takes care of the house. Growing up, Bo, as I'm called by my friends, one of mommy's old friends came by the house, and he was doing this thing with a sword that just seemed like an extension of him. And so I became fascinated. Beauregard now stands an impressive 6'2", wearing the vestments of a fine southern gentleman, carrying a big sword on his shoulders as he seeks to explore the world and challenge himself and his abilities.
Beautiful. I feel like I need to introduce a samurai master for you to fight. But let's hear about Syl.
Syl is a Warforged Circle of Spores druid. They are less of a individual and more of a commune of fungus and rusted magical war machine from being left in a bog for centuries.
Aw,
And now they are more or less a protector of the land and not so much an adventurer, but more of a hermit.
Excellent. And finally, is that O'Brien?
Orion, if the sound is coming through okay. Orion Baru.
There was a B in there. I don't know why I have a B. Orion. Excellent.
Orion Baru. It's a take on Brian Baru, which the Irish.
the
Anyway,
famous Celtic warlord.
you got it. You got it. But he is tan, but with dark hair, but with a white beard. He's a devotee of Saloon, the moon goddess, and he is in search of some allies, adventure, some wealth, so that he can avoid the fate of his parents. He has some finery about him, but it is definitely worn and not in as nearly as nice a condition as Ophelia's.
Excellent. So, together, for whatever reasons you have found to join each other on the road, you have found yourself in a country known as Athlon. Athlon is distant, far off, and known to many as a place full of frontier lands, unexplored mountain vistas, deep bogs unseen by the eyes of mortals, and long, brawling series of plains that give way to more and more mountains. Among these mountains, there is a range known as the Silver Spar Range, in which is a valley called Gladeview. And it is here in Gladeview that is the subject of our story, and where you find yourself moving towards a town not so creatively named after the valley in which it resides. It's a frontier town with simple wooden walls thick enough to keep out the most basic of elements. Not strong enough to stand on, but enough to hold back maybe a small assault. However, as you approach, you see that there's no one about. No guards man the gates, despite the fact that they are slightly ajar. They hang open. You don't see any lights on in the village from this distance, and it's sunset. The sun is coming down, and soon it'll be dark. And there's a strange sort of unease in the air. The feeling that there's something off. Not quite right. So what would you guys like to do as you approach this unassuming valley city?
I think we
Well.
should keep traveling. It doesn't even look like there's a spa in this town.
This definitely doesn't look normal. I'll tell you that.
Twilight is the best opportunity for us to make our way through here. I think it's worth investigating. There may have been some things left behind. Maybe there's some people who need help.
You want to pick
Maybe
up
a
a
little of
full
both.
trash?
I was thinking there may be things worth more than trash, but in any case, there may be people who need help.
We should
That's-
clean up any litter we find.
People who need help is good enough for me.
We need help.
Well, maybe there's at least someone to give you a pedicure.
So you approach the gates. They're tall, worn, and made of wood. And as I said, the doors to these this wall is ajar, hanging open. No sign of a struggle or a fight, just untouched, almost as if abandoned. On the inside, as you start to venture in, you can see
Oh.
a number of houses, a long sort of row of untouched, like 2 to 3 room houses that seem to be in perfect condition. You don't see anyone. The streets in your immediate purview are empty. You hear no sounds. All the windows are dark. And now there's something that definitely feels out of place.
Go ahead.
You guys are free
Can
to
we make a perception check to see if there's anything noticeable here, or should we can keep moving?
Yeah, you can make a perception check if you'd like. And you guys are free to move your characters in
No, I
table.
just noticed that it was like open and moving and stuff.
Whoa,
was
whoa,
exciting.
whoa. How do I? Oh my God, I
Hey.
dropped them.
You dropped yourself on me.
I don't know how to. Okay, wait. Oh, no.
Beauregard would stride
That's
forward.
oh,
with
I see the
purpose.
shadow. Boom. Oh, look at that. The shadow's helpful.
This is
Shadow
crazy.
knows.
Noah's gonna strum on his lute or whatever instrument that is, and sort of sing the song like come out, wherever you are.
Okay. You're gonna try to just strike up a friendly tune and coax anyone who might be around into showing themselves. Make a performance check.
Oh boy. This has never gone well in the past.
Well,
Well,
it's not-
he's never actually played a real. Oh, that's not bad.
Alright. So where do we see that?
It is in D&D Beyond. If you go to D&D Beyond, if you have your character sheet open, if you go to the right of your character's name, it goes share, short rest, long rest, campaign. On the right of the campaign, there's a little like chat window. If you click that, it shows up as the game log.
It's a speech bubble, the button.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, I have share, short rest, long rest, anvil.
Right next to the name campaign monsters
You don't
of
see
Gladeview
campaign?
Valley, at the top
Oh,
right,
no.
there should be like a little chat box.
Nope, not at all.
Is that a character that's not joined to the campaign?
Nope, he definitely is.
I'm in the campaign. I clicked on that.
Oh no.
Let's see. Maybe I opened it from the wrong place?
Do you have dice rolling enabled?
I do.
You do.
And
I just
yeah,
opened
I
it.
even went to the campaign and opened the character, and
Really?
I still have share, short rest, long rest.
So here,
Go to
These-
builder.
I think I've had this problem before. Go into the builder and go to the home tab and change your character to private and then back to public.
When in doubt, reboot.
Pretty much.
Why are you guys continue all bigger than mine?
What's that, Wayne?
Okay. Public.
Sound like you're underwater.
It's we're hearing a lot of hiss from Justin right now,
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Justin,
and it's
we
covering
love
up. It's covering up Wayne.
Yeah, Justin, you might have the problem I'm having where Discord is just still doing your other mic. In the Discord.
Could be. I did. I found the dice rolling. Thanks.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, as you guys sort of move forward, Ophelia, you step to the side to
you.
examine this filthy peasant house. And it is exactly that. It is filthy. It is full of peasantry. It is simple and eclectic and just it's so insignificant, and you hope to the gods above that there are higher quality lodgings in this of
I'm
the
pretty
Sindhu.
sure no one lives here. We've probably entered into the section of the town where they keep the livestock.
That is a possibility, ma'am. But we should keep looking forward to see if we can find some people. This is quite odd.
And then we had someone made a perception check a moment ago. Who was that?
Orion.
That was
Yeah,
Orion.
it's I don't know. It's lower than my passive perception. I'm not sure what counts as what.
Well, you take a long sort of gander down the main thoroughfare, and you see a large sort of brick building with a wooden roof and a steeple. Looks to be a church of some sort. And in the steeple, there is a light that is flickering, sort of like in the bell tower.
Oh wait, is
The
it
only
Sunday?
light that you can see, the only like sign of inhabitation or source of movement that's visible to you in this moment. Yeah, that's what you would see with your perception check.
There's a light in the bell tower up ahead. It looks like it might be a temple. I'd be interested in checking that out. What do you say?
What
I
kind
will
of lodge
accompany
do
you.
poor people worship?
Oh,
They
certainly.
worship the same gods as the rest of us.
Oh,
So you guys,
So where is the temple? That is down there.
it's way down there, but before we get there, you guys sort of come around, come to this three-way intersection right here.
Whoop.
And, sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. And you guys see sort of off to the right, kind of this little park almost. There's a fountain. It's made of a sort of a white porcelain or some sort of like marble. It's hard to tell, but it's this stark white material, and there is a finely carved figure of a nymph spitting water. It is accompanied by two trees, and weirdly, the ground here lacks like any sort of grass. It's just all dirt. And then as you guys get a little bit further, you would see this sort of big empty lot with a garden that looks to be in full bloom. There are these beautiful red and blue flowers. You can see what appears to be cabbages and a few corn stalks that are growing. And it is a beautifully kept, very fruitful looking garden that is off to your left here.
But no people.
No people.
No people.
You're sure you saw someone up ahead then?
I saw a light up ahead.
Right then.
Hit the temple.
Let's head that way. I don't know where you want us to go, so just
So move up to about here.
good chunk.
And you guys start to sort of make yourself, or rather make your way through the town, sort of glancing through alleyways and areas between houses, and the place is weirdly devoid of life. And when you come to this structure, you see a sign hanging over the road. It's got an image of a bed on it, and it just reads "The Bunkhouse." Two sort of oaken double doors are closed, and two windows flank, one on either side of the door, that lead into a dark interior. On the left side of the street, just a little bit ahead of it, is the Dancing Dragon Tavern. The sign depicts a green dragon. It's sort of fat and chubby, standing on two hind legs, and it's tripping, spilling a mug of some sort of alcohol, presumably.
Hello.
And just like the bunkhouse, there's no lights. Everything's dark. No one.
Do you think the people here just became so depressed that they left?
I don't think so, ma'am.
They've all got to be.
I would love to peek in the windows. This seems like a very fine establishment, one that Ophelia might actually find passable.
Yeah, make a perception check. You glance through.
Oh, wow.
You have dark vision because you're a Twilight cleric, right?
Mm.
Yes, that's correct.
Cool.
So not quite to my passive perception level, but there you go.
Okay. Well, what you do see is there is a dark tap room. Several circular tables are scattered throughout the room. The chairs have been placed seat down on the face of the table, sort of flipped upside down as if you were going to mop underneath all the tables. You see 3 large sort of casks behind the bar. They have spigots tapped into them. And you see a nice array of shelving with various bottles of spirits fully stocked, sort of against the back wall as well. And it's a very sort of like homey looking tavern. You see a fireplace on one side of the inn, but other than that, everything looks clean. Everything looks prim and proper and well stocked. Just no people.
Perhaps we should go in and open the place up a little bit.
I fear that we'd close the place down, so to speak. Hello? Is anyone here?
Your voice echoes in the silence.
They all left.
Should we make our way to the one building that has some lights?
Okay. So finally, reaching sort of the end of the, not quite the end, but you reach the church. And beyond it now, you see that there is a house at the end of the road. Or what was a house, and ignore the visual here because this looks like an actual house. But a smoldering pile of rubble lies at the end of the house. You can see broken bits of standing foundation with clumps of blackened and charred, sort of ruined rubble that has collapsed in on itself. There's a building that has very evidently burned down, and Orion, it is the F button to flip your figure.
This is the house at the end of the road. I'm sorry, I was watching Orion's figure. That was burnt down like that.
That's the what's at the end of the road. The church, on the other hand, on kind of your left hand side here, is a stalwart stone structure with a degree of elegance, unlike the other buildings in town. It has stained glass windows that portray saints in their deeds that sort of line the side of the wall. There is a tall bell tower with a brass bell at the very top. The slanted roof is shingled with what looks like mahogany slabs, and 2 double doors at the head of the church appear to be made of the same material. So the double doors are like right here. If you guys can see that line, I can make it a brighter color if you'd like.
Oh yeah, no, I see. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you have 3 stained glass windows that you can see have light in them. There is light being protruded from behind these lights. The interior appears to be lit in some fashion.
I'm gonna go and peek in one of the windows.
Okay, make a perception check at disadvantage because this is a stained glass window that's not really meant to be looked through, and it's got this like sort of weird distortion to it, and it's a different color, and it's not very well lit on the other side.
But 13 senses.
At disadvantage. So roll again for me.
Yeah. Sorry, forgot.
No worries. And a reminder that you can right click the button to select advantage or disadvantage.
Nice.
Oh, not so good.
Oof. Yeah, you see movement and what look like vague humanoid figures, but you can't really make out any details. But as best as you can tell, there are people or at least creatures inside here.
Reminds me of
Beauregard.
a time that I was held captive in a very large city that was overtaken by the undead. They burnt down a bunch of stuff, and then we all hid inside the church.
Beauregard is gonna walk right up to the front door of this church and pound his fist on the
Oh, no.
side. Bang, 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 bang. Hello, the church!
It's not.
Your voice loudly in the night as the sun has now dipped below the horizon, the last bits of light still in the sky. And there's a muffled voice from the other side of the door. Hello? Who's out there?
Oh, lamenting from the undead.
I am Beauregard Oxworth the third. Who am I speaking to?
James?
James, can you tell us where
Oh,
everyone
sorry.
is, please?
Oh, they're all in here.
Well, why are you all in there?
They're hiding.
What are you hiding from?
The monster.
Well, my skin may be green, but I do not take kindly to being called a monster.
No offense. I didn't mean to call you. It's not you. You're not here to kill us, are you?
Not directly.
Make a persuasion check.
Not directly.
17.
Okay. You hear a loud sort of thunk from the other side of the door, and one of the large mahogany double doors sort of creaks open ever so slightly. And you see the visage of a young boy, maybe 15 years of age. He has an iron helmet on his head that is way too big. He's clutching a broken spear, and he's shaking wildly. He's sort of like, he's got the spear kind of pointed at you, and he's like, don't make any moves. I know how to use this thing.
Oh my god, you're so cute.
Surely. May we come in?
He's like, well, I guess if you want to.
Right, I just kind of push right past him.
Okay.
And who's in charge here?
So you enter into a church lit by candlelight, very warmly but softly lit. Some 15 people are sort of scattered around in various parts of the otherwise empty floor. You see on the far side of the church some 24 benches and pews have been sort of like stacked and just pushed together to make room for bedrolls and cots that are scattered throughout the structure. At the head of the church is a raised platform with an altar. On it is a religious symbol that you can't quite make out because there is a woman sitting, sort of kneeling in front of the altar. She's got her head down and praying in front of it. There are a couple other people sort of behind her, joined in prayer as well. The boy just sort of like squeaks a little bit as you push past him. He's like, "Oh, they're in the middle of prayer. Just can you wait?" And he sticks his head outside. Says, "The other two might want to get in here because the monsters come out when it's dark, mostly."
They mostly come out at night. Mostly.
But I just wonder about that burnt down house at the end of the road.
Oh yeah, that's the mayor's. That was weeks ago.
I do love a good fire.
Oh no, he died, so it wasn't a good fire. It was actually kind of bad.
Well,
Did he die in the fire?
Yeah, him and his family, they all kicked the bucket.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but that's funny.
What if I just took a look at the fiery remains?
Do you know what caused the fire?
The boy shrugs. Are you going to go down the street,
I
Ophelia?
mean, I'm pretty tempted. She might just start creeping down a little bit. See if anybody yells at her.
I'm gonna wait
Okay.
until they're done with whatever religious whatever they're doing.
Okay. So, Ophelia, you begin sort of wandering down the street and just... What do these stupid peasants know about monsters? I mean, you haven't seen any monsters.
Well, also, she
Um,
really enjoys fire.
Okay. So you gonna get up real close or just examine from a distance?
You know, yeah, pretty close.
Okay. So you get kind of right up there. And indeed, this house looks like it was bigger than the rest of the structures here. It is nice wide base, probably very tall. You see enough rubble to be probably have a second story. And it looks like this fire probably burned for days. It's just blackened rock and soot and ash. It's everything was consumed here. Are you doing anything specific here at the...
Well, I mean, what I'd be interested in looking for is if there were indications that the fire was magical in nature, if it was blasted onto the house, like, you know, you would blast a burning hand spell or, you know, a firebolt, or if the ground around the structure is also burnt, or if the fire was contained primarily to the structure itself.
You can make an investigation check to sort of
Okay, certainly
determine
certainly try.
the
It'd be
source.
horrible. It's gonna be a no from me.
You can probably think of a dozen different reasons
Yeah,
this would have
I
started.
can.
Yeah. And if you had been there, you probably would have been able to stop it.
I feel really
Shame
confident.
you weren't, though. What's your passive perception?
Well,
Okay, good to know. Carry on. What else would you like to do here?
that's really it. She would kick around inside if it looked safe to like kind of go in a little bit. She'd kick around inside the ruins.
Yeah, so you sort of step over the cracked foundation wall and into the rubble and glance around, and you can see the rough layout of the structure. You say, well, this was probably a sitting room, and that looks like a kitchen, and maybe a dining room, and maybe this was a library. And you feel something sort of catch your foot, and you look down, and there is a boot
Oh gosh,
lying in the rubble.
there's probably a foot inside. I'm gonna look inside the boot.
You grab the boot, and it's actually attached to a whole leg.
Oh god!
Oh,
It's
She's gonna
blackened
scream like a
and hard.
banshee.
Okay. You let out this shrieking shrill of a scream that absolutely echoes throughout the vicinity. Yeah.
That's
Beauregard is
running
gonna
this way.
panic and run after her, thinking there's now a monster off.
Right.
God, I-
So leaving the church and running down the street.
Okay, so you bolt out of
Yeah.
the church. James sort of turns to the rest of you and says, "Well, they're probably already dead, so you shouldn't go out there." Do you guys stay or go?
Well, I'd like to go see what's going on. So I'll run out. Ah, wrong button.
So we've established that Ophelia is screaming. Has she
I don't
actually
know.
dropped the boot?
Yeah, well, I don't know if she would have thought to drop it or not, or if she would have just started to run.
Because
Like,
yeah, I like the idea that you're
Yeah.
running down the road,
ah!
holding the severed leg, screaming at the top of your lungs. Yeah, you guys see her just sort of robes and cloak billowing behind her as she sprints with all her might, just holding this blackened, charred leg out in front of her.
As she gets close, I just
howling.
unsheath my great
And
sword.
What do you guys do?
as she gets close, I just unsheath my greatsword, like throw the sheath away, and pull the two-handed greatsword out. What? What was it? What? What?
She's just gonna throw the leg at him and be like, "They just leave dead bodies around here."
With like a sigh, Beauregard takes a deep breath. Well, bless your heart.
Rude.
You about scared the life out of me.
He's just
And
gonna
I
start
kind of walk over,
like everything clean, like everything clean.
get my scabbard.
So you summon this little tornado that sort of like swirls.
Ah!
As Beauregard just sort of contemptuously moves over to his scabbard and picks it up, and I presume
Also,
the church.
the house was probably destroyed by a fireball from the inside.
Noah's gonna head back in and ask the boy what is going on. Why is everybody like huddled in this church?
Something's not right here.
So you approach the young man, and he's kind of just watching his hand on the door, and he says, well, I mean, Sister Jayla can probably explain it better, but there's this thing that's been coming in the night and snatching people up. They don't like the church, so that's where we sleep. And when it comes close to sundown, we move all our stuff in here, and I hope they don't break down one of the windows.
Where's Sister Jayla?
He points to the woman at the front of the church. She's just standing now, sort of finishing her prayer. You can see she has these half elven ears that protrude from her long, sort of flowing golden blonde hair. She has sharp features and this almost constant inset expression of slight annoyance. She got a little bit of a resting bitch face. She is slender, but there is a certain element of like a muscled nature under her robes. You can see that she's not a weakling by any means. She has a mace that dangles at her hip and a large, sort of thick book on the other. She wears a holy symbol around her neck, and she's coming down the sort of the center aisle of the temple to approach you. Would the rest of you be coming inside as well?
I'll walk up to meet her halfway, I guess.
Okay.
Sister Jayla. Is it Jayla? I forgot.
Yes, that's my name.
Can't help but notice that your town seemed a little dead, and we just wanted to ask what is going on. This kind young man said something about creatures in the night.
She nods. A simplification of events, yes, but true.
Did you
I trust
elaborate?
you're not here to cause harm.
Well, I can't always speak for the half-orc, but
Well, about a week ago, our mayor had some guests that he hosted. And he held a bit of a party, you would say, and later that evening, his entire house was consumed in flames.
Fireball from inside the house.
We believe everyone perished. It burned for the better part of a week.
Wow.
But after that, things started appearing in the night sky. Creatures, winged beasts that came down and plucked unsuspecting victims. At first, we thought them just disappearances. People who had run off or gotten lost or hadn't come back from a fishing trip or something. But then we started seeing the creatures, and they started hunting us. We were a village of nearly 40, and now here we are, numbered a little less than 20.
Oh. Can you describe the creatures? You said you saw them.
They're hideous monstrosities, abominations of nature. They have the oversized body of a great eagle or hawk, long, wicked talons, and the head of a deer, with antlers that spread outwards that they use to gore whoever they can find. They fly quickly and they screech with this demented braying that haunts my nightmares.
Still, this sounds right up your alley.
Abominations? No.
Nature. I heard she said nature.
Oh,
Okay.
nature, yes.
That's you.
This
I'm
sounds
very interested in the garden. We should go look at that.
I wouldn't recommend you leave the church
At night,
at night anyway.
in the dark.
Are
Is it night?
there? Yeah, the sun just went down. Are there
Oh.
any of you that have tried to fight these things? It seems, I don't know, maybe a bit cowardly to be hiding here in the church.
I assure you, we've tried. And she sort of glances over her shoulder and she says, Say, do you see any men of fighting stock or age here? And as you sort of glance behind her, you notice mainly women and children. They were the first ones who tried. Everyone who could hold a weapon did so at one point.
Hmm.
Each one met their fate as their weapons bounced off the creature's feathered wings.
Did you get a sense for how many there were?
She shrugs. Some nights there's 2. Some nights there's 5.
Somebody's echoing.
Wayne.
Me?
Sorry.
Did you say 5?
Some nights there's 2.
Oh.
Other nights there's 5. It varies from night to night.
Is 5 the most that you've seen that you can recall?
She thinks for a moment. That I've seen, yes. Whether or not there were more, I can't accurately tell you. I was mainly focused on that night in question, on getting everyone inside. They won't come inside the church. They won't even give it a second glance.
You're very fortunate for that. Oops.
I'd like to. Do you have any windows or a vantage point from somewhere in here, this church, that maybe I could get a view of one of these?
Well, if you want, you can head up into the steeple. Brother Wolfgang is there, but he's probably asleep. Just try not to wake him.
I mean,
That's
I'll
her.
try.
What will happen if we wake him up?
He'll be awoken.
Oh.
Probably against his will. He's suffering from an injury and is resting.
Understood. So, I would like to make my way towards. I don't know where in the building that would be, but
That would just be sort of like at the end of the main hall here. There's a door right about here that leads into a small tower with a sort of wooden staircase that winds around the inside of the tower leading upwards. And you can see indeed there's a small sort of like living space back here underneath the stairs. there's a wooden cot on which a rotund human man sits. He has a bandage wrapped around his midsection. He's without robes. He's covered in blankets. He breathes shallow and raggedly. His face is beaded with sweat. His black hair sort of matted and moist. He doesn't look like he's doing great.
You, Beauregard, he's contagious.
I'm just not gonna wake him up. I'm gonna head right on up to the tower.
Okay. So you begin heading up the stairs. They kind of creak under your weight a little bit.
Ophelia is following right behind, treading
Excellent.
on your heels.
Well, just give me a second. Give me a second.
Is Sil coming with too?
Can I look? Am I muted? Hold on. No.
No, you're not.
Can
No.
I look over the man, like without touching him, and just kind of try to figure out what's wrong with him?
Yeah, make a medicine check.
13.
13. Okay. He's hurt. He has some sort of bandage that is bandaging a wound in his midsection, and he is probably fighting off infection. But it's as simple as that.
Okay.
But Beauregard and Ophelia, once you guys arrive at the top of the stairs, you can see the sort of skyline of this small village, which I will now reveal to you more or less. There is a small park in
Whoa!
the corner of town.
Everything
There's
just got really loud.
Sorry.
Go
There's
ahead,
a
Ben.
lot of open space that sort of hasn't been settled or built on yet. And you can see open fields that sort of surround the town, as well as mountains in the distance, the sort of the markers of the edge of the valley. And it's kind of beautiful. The moon is rising. The last rays of light have faded from the sky. The stars are out. It's a relatively clear night, but you don't see any monsters.
I'm gonna tell Sister Jayla to gather the people and just try to keep them calm while we sort this out, and join them in the thing.
Jayla has a very sort of like indifferent reaction. She just says, "We welcome your attempt," and just sort of gestures you to the steeple.
Once I get up there, everybody's up there except for we lost.
Yeah, he had just typed.
Justin.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Oh, there he is.
Justin.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're still using the wrong mic.
Fine. Yep. Got it.
He had asked in the chat if he could use healing word.
Yeah. You can on the wounded individual. Okay. Yeah, go for it. Roll me a d4.
Ooh, Max.
Oh,
Max healing. Nice.
Nice.
So you stand over the wounded gentleman and you utter an arcane word of power that sort of causes him to spasm slightly. His eyes shoot open as he sort of like gasps in air. And he blinks rapidly, his eyes adjusting to the low light, and he looks up at you and, who are you?
I'm mute today.
Take yourself off mute though and talk.
Yeah, it's okay.
Right.
While you talk, you're fine.
Oh, okay. Orion Baru, devotee of Saloon, here to help. You were wounded. What happened?
He raises an arm, just sort of to grasp yours in almost like a weak handshake, and he says, "I'm Brother Wolfgang, priest of Lathander. Thank you. I was shielding a woman and her child as they fled for the church." He points to his stomach. "I was gored by the thing. Jayla narrowly saved my life, but I was suspended in a endless nightmare of pain and suffering, and well, you have roused me from that agony, and I thank you."
The moon will help the sun when possible.
He smiles and just sort of settles back in the bed. You get the feeling that there's still a certain level of exhaustion in this guy, but um, your spell has done him a significant boon. What's everyone else doing upstairs?
Scanning the night sky.
Well, once I've gotten up there, yeah, I have an idea. Maybe if you guys can see and pretty good in all directions from up here, one of us or a couple of us can go out, try to draw the creatures, see where they come from, and then maybe we can try to take care of them by day or something.
Oh, you mean like see where their lair may be?
Yeah, just get an idea if they're coming from some specific mountain range out there, or we all watch in different directions.
Well, they fly, though. So the direction they fly in may not be back to their lair or from their lair, even.
Possible, but at least we might have some idea.
Ophelia would make fantastic bait. Is all.
Well, I mean, there's no men left, so I think probably men'd make better bait.
That's possible. Yeah. All right, fine point.
No offense to you, Ophelia, but perhaps these things have a taste for man flesh.
We can't all have good taste.
I kind of glance over at the rust bucket and nod. All right then, perhaps I'll go out on the street.
Well,
Sure.
he said man flesh, and we send out.
Well, I'm more man than anyone else here.
I guess I'm
I'll start heading down the stairs.
you, man, but
Still, as they're entering here, you see a quick flash of something across the moon. A flying sort of figure through the night sky.
A dragon!
If you'd like to, I'll allow you a perception check to see if you can sort of like pick up its flight path and see if you can spot it in the night sky.
For like all of us, or
I
No,
can
just-
try that.
Well, if you have a passive perception of 15 or higher.
oh, okay, no.
Of what are higher?
15.
Mine's 15.
Mine's 20, and I rolled a 20.
Oh my god. Okay. Wow. Wild. Didn't realize it was so high. Okay. Yeah, and then you would see it too, Ryan, and you would see that there is indeed a flying creature that's sort of like circling over the town. It's this sort of wide circle that is giving probably a good 200 to 300 foot distance outside the walls that it's circling. So it's just kind of scouting things out. But still, if you wanted to make a perception check as well, you certainly can.
Huh?
10, so well
You
below my passive.
Yeah, you are not able to pick up its trail again. But you did see it. Like you saw the sort of flash of movement across the moon.
I'd explain the circular pattern to the compatriots here. Maybe we can, if indeed Bo can lure it to a place, maybe we could, take care of its flying if we could lure it into the Green Dragon or one of these other homes nearby. That would limit its ability to maneuver.
So should we all head over to one of those places? I mean, if we headed to the Green Dragon, we could probably go ahead and have a drink.
While we wait. Seems like a nice idea.
So you guys head back down the bell tower. Beauregard, had you gone ahead? I know you said that you left. Would you have I think you would have heard this conversation, or would you have just
As I
been-
probably hit the bottom of the stairs, I probably heard them coming down behind me. I'll wait for them to catch up.
So collectively, you guys begin heading towards the door. You're like,
You want me to
"Mhm."
just go first and scream as I run down the street?
That was effective the last time. You could try
Yeah.
that again.
Surely.
I suppose we could try to lure them to the ruined house so as not to ruin any more of their homes.
But probably it wouldn't be able to keep them from flying around if it's already in tatters,
We need to get them under a roof to.
And we
Keep
do
it
have
low.
to. We do have to remember that we were told that normal weapons will not hurt these. I mean, I doubt anyone's hit it as hard as I will, but
No doubt, but the goddess Saloon was surely crushed these creatures. She wouldn't allow such hard
Apparently,
things to happen.
Lander didn't do much good.
Well, he protected the church, but leave it to Saloon to have to go out and do the work.
most certainly.
The door to the Green Dragon is maybe locked, but I'll run down
Oh, ma'am, I can't let you go alone.
on the count of 3.
You know I must accompany you.
I doubt that you're a very effective screamer.
I'm not. I'm a very effective hitter.
Well, then why don't you wait and hit it from behind?
Well, just in case it's closer than you think, I'll hit it from the front. As you will, ma'am.
Is that
3, 2, 1.
the plan? Okay, go! On 3 or after 3?
I just run.
Okay. Both of you make athletics checks, please.
Oh, look, I already fell.
23.
This is going to be amazing. Hold on. Oh my god, how did I roll that well?
All right, Ophelia, you hike up your skirt and you are able to keep pace with Beauregard. As you guys come to this screeching halt in front of it's the Drunken Dragon, and you see these two sort of large doors that give way into the interior of the structure, and they are indeed locked.
Well, I didn't think about that.
I literally said they're probably locked. Kick it! Kick it!
I will kick it.
Okay, make a unarmed strike.
I forgot. It's different than D&D Beyond. Sorry. 20.
All right, you come out with this forward kick and slam into the door. You can roll for damage. Or actually, what is
Just
the damage
4.
for your 4 damage? Okay, so you bash into the door. You hear the cracking and creaking of wood. What are the passive perceptions of the two of you?
Well,
12.
I'll say Ophelia just because like Beauregard's focusing on bashing down this door. Ophelia, you hear wing beats.
it's coming. Kick it.
You can
She's
make
gonna
another
like look
attack
up
roll
into
if
the
you-
sky and
All right.
like be ready.
Yeah, you can make an attack roll, and then Ophelia, you can make a perception check.
Okay.
22 for another
24.
4.
All right, the door cracks and breaks again, but it's not quite.
I thought you
destroyed.
said you
It's
kicked
sort of-
things hard.
It's almost there. You think one more will do it, but Ophelia, you're like panicked. You're just sort of glancing around in every direction. You don't see it, but you hear the wing beats.
I
Just
think it's underground.
getting louder and closer. Back in the church, are you guys just sort of like peeking out the door? Is that what's going on?
Well, we're kind of waiting to see what. I mean, I guess we're going to try to come in behind it after
Yep.
they go into the building.
Correct.
Are we waiting for her to scream? Because she's screaming a little bit, but not a lot.
Right. Somehow we're supposed to attack it from behind when it comes in and lands. But I just thought we would all be in the same place together. But
Beauregard, one more strike for me.
Hooah! 16.
All right, finally the door swings inward with a loud slam. You see you've broken the lock. That's Ophelia when you spot it. Soaring
Green like
high
a banshee.
above, sort of
Right.
bearing down on you, immense in size.
It's so large.
This creature comes swooping down towards you. I would like us to establish a turn order. Let's roll initiative.
How do
please.
we do that in here? Is there anything special we have to do?
Yes and no. First, just roll in D&D Beyond for initiative. You can click the initiative box. I'm gonna switch playlists here.
Dun 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 dun. To the Terminator playlist.
How do I turn off Paladin initiative in D&D Beyond?
By playing Rogue.
So then over here on this tracker here, we have an initiative tracker. You guys have
okay.
I have color coded these tokens, so you can just place your token over whatever number
Number we
you
got?
rolled.
Okay.
If you right click on the tokens, you can also rename them, and I would ask that you do so, just so it's like rename them to your character. Only an 11?
Oh, it misses!
All right, so
She
it
like
comes
jumps down and like hovers over her head, like.
it comes down with this just sort of mighty wing beat slamming into the ground, sending stones skittering, dust flying upwards. Beauregard, you're nearly pushed into the tavern, and yeah, Ophelia, you sort of like hop backwards, ducking down, like just trying to make yourself as small as possible, avoid taking any damage, and it just barely misses. But now it is going to swipe down with its horns and try to gore you.
Rude.
Oh yeah, that's a 24.
Oh, that'll hit. I'll allow it.
Yeah. That's 5 piercing damage as it brings down, and you do see indeed that it has this sort of feathered head that gives way into this bird-like body with wings, and the head is that of a deer. It has these long, sort of like curved horns. It's quite terrifying.
Can I hellish
Um,
rebuke as a reaction?
You sure can.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Dave?
Is there, where would I be seeing these rolls? Should I be seeing them in D&D Beyond?
I don't think we see monster rolls.
Yeah.
Oh,
We just see,
okay.
I think each other's.
My rolls. No.
No
So
problem.
the hellish rebuke is a 13 dex save for him.
Rolls a natural 20.
Of course he does. What a jerk.
I'm so
Hate that
sorry.
guy. No, it's okay.
He rolled natural 20 on this initiative too, so maybe I should switch dice.
But I got a
Um,
21 on my initiative. It's amazing.
Does he take half damage?
I'll take that, right? Yeah.
I've actually never had hellish rebuke before, but yeah, the creature. It takes 2d10 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful. Yeah.
Okay, so as it sort of comes down, slams into the earth, you create this like shimmering portal of red energy that swirls underneath the creature, and just as a pillar of flame erupts out from under it, it sort of dodges to the side with like unearthly nimbleness, and it lets out this like this horrible braying sound that hurts your ears. Then it would be your turn, Ophelia.
I would like to take the disengage action.
You certainly may.
Because I assume I'm in base to base with him, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You've put all your focus into avoiding its attacks and making sure it can't get a hit in.
Correct. And then I'm going to run.
Okay.
5,
Excellent.
The inn's open now.
15. Oh, is it?
Yeah, I kicked the door
Can
open.
I get past him? Into the inn?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So I'll push past him into the inn. I'll like push him towards the creature as I go in.
Okay, so you run into the tap room.
Yeah.
Just kind of moving through the tables and just doing your best to get away from this thing. Anything else you would like to do, Ophelia?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Okay, Noah, the most awesome bard in all the land, as it says on your token.
I didn't write that. It just showed up.
Wow, well, it's prophetic. What would you like to do?
All right. I'm going to attempt to cause this creature to just double over laughing at my description, basically.
Okay. So
Maybe
you
it's laughter.
so you're stepping out into the street.
Oh, I guess I have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the range on hideous laughter?
That's a good question. 30 feet.
You're
What
further
is-
away than that.
Oh, yeah. These are.
It's about 80 feet away from you. You had to use 15 feet to get outside.
All right. I forgot all about movement and all that crazy stuff. No, what's my movement? I can do another. It's 80. So
Yeah. It's 80
Sorry.
feet.
I completely miss. Let me just back all that up. I'll stick with the
Fine.
original plan and wait till it goes in.
Okay. You're gonna stay in the church then?
Yes.
Okay. So you just kind of move up to the door and keep an eye out and you listen for Ophelia's screams. Those are the
She's-
cues.
Yeah, she's still screaming. Yeah.
Oh,
Like she screamed when she pushed Beauregard like towards it as she ran inside, and she's screaming from the inside as well.
Um
well, that's the cue. So I guess since I can't really see what's going on, that's the cue, right? So I guess I will run out. Sorry,
That's fine. You're good. You're good.
I'm gonna run out and seeing him. Is he looking at in our general direction? Looks like.
Yes, he would be.
All right. Well, that's not good. So it took me 15 to get out. I guess I will run forward 15, and then can I hold the action to do my spell?
You can. Let's see. You're now 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
So if he comes to me, at me,
60
I
feet.
will cast my spell at him.
Okay. So if the creature gets within range, you will unleash hideous laughter.
Yeah.
Excellent. Then Beauregard.
Beauregard is going to draw his great sword, and he's going to take a great swipe at this great beast.
Go for it.
Oh man! So I hit the door real well with the 22s, but getting the 9 on this guy here.
Well, to be fair, Ophelia pushed you as she was going by, so she probably threw you off balance.
And as a bonus action, I would like to rage.
Excellent.
Beauregard focuses in on his opponent, taking extra care with his weapon.
It is very dark out, and you swipe out at where you believed the creature was, but you realize that was just its wing, and it just sort of plucks back the wing, and you swipe out. It hit nothing but air.
Goodness.
As you are now sort of standing in the doorway between it and Ophelia. Is there anything else you'd like to do, or is that the end of your turn?
No, I will stand right here.
Excellent. Phil, you're up.
Oh, I'm up. I was really low. So how many do you get out? 1, 2, 20, 25, 30. Come on, don't knock nowhere over. There we go. All right, the creature's, it's currently on the ground, right? Not flying?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to cast Entangle. I don't know how to make a square in here, but
I'll do that for you.
with it in the corner here, so I'm not getting Beauregard.
Right. So you're looking for would it be something like this? I think it's about what,
Yeah.
4x4?
Yes, it's
20
20.
feet
It's
foot
20
square?
foot square,
Yeah.
so 4x4.
Okay, so something like that.
It's
Or would do you see the square?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Do you see the square, the green square?
Yes, I do.
And you're good with that arrangement?
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay. So you cast the spell, these sort of thorns and vines start to sprout upward from the ground, wrapping around the creature's legs and trying to like pull it down and restrain it. It's what kind of save?
DC 13 strength.
I feel bad. It's a 14.
Ugh, it makes
Jerk
all the
creature.
saves.
We're on
Yeah, this-
fire tonight, guys.
This creature is very big, and it sort of plucks some of the vines out, just ignoring the thorns, shrugging them off, and pushes past it all. Do you keep the spell there?
Yeah, it's concentration up to a minute, so yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
keep it.
Anything else from you, Still?
That's all for now.
All right, Orion, you're up.
All right, we'll move forward here past these guys. One, well, we'll say it took 1 to get there, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure, right in the middle of the dang street. And we'll see if we can hit it with a guiding moon bolt here.
All right. So you summon this
No is the answer.
of energy, and
So I'm glad we're making
Uh,
our usual rolls. That's good.
Yeah.
Consistency, no matter what platform. Doesn't matter the platform.
Good,
Rolls
good.
are the same.
When we play in person, we roll the same. When we
Yeah.
play on Roll20, when we play on Tabletop Simulator, it's all the same.
We're
Wow.
bad anywhere.
And funny enough, this is the best I've rolled in my entire life.
Oh, you should see me when I'm DM. They hate it.
But you conjure this sort of silvery beam of moonlight that goes streaking across the distance between you and it just sort of like shimmies to the right a little bit, and it just sort of shoots off into the night sky. End of your turn, Orion? Okay. Then on its turn, it is going to oh man, there's so many juicy targets over there, but it's got this big
Burly, manly
one
half-orc.
talking green man. So it's going to just sort of like use its wings to flop itself out of the square of vines. It does not like those. And it is going to swipe out with its talons at you. Beauregard. Yeah, like I said, never rolled better in my life. That's a 24.
I'll allow it.
Jeez Louise.
I am raging, so half damage. If it's not magical, right?
Yes.
What was the damage total?
I'm getting there. It's
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, that was a paintbrush. Sorry.
It would be 9 halved to 4 points of piercing damage,
All right.
and then it is going to bring its antlers down on you. Okay, it's a natural 1.
Oh,
So it sort of it rears its antlers up and it smashes them down, but the antlers are a little bit too long and they sort of clatter against the overhang of the roof, and it sort of sits there stunned for a moment as Ed can't quite reach you before it pulls itself back and just sort of ready to more defensive
Excellent.
posture. Ophelia.
Ophelia's gonna run back towards the door. Be like, I
Mhm.
thought we were supposed to be luring it inside. But she's gonna like just reach, just throw her hands out the door and Eldridge blast it.
Excellent. Roll to hit.
18.
18 hits.
Now I also that was a horrible roll. I have a question though, because one of the features for the genie pact magic is where did it go? Cracker Jack. The
Bonus
genie's
fire
wrath.
damage.
Yeah. Plus once per turn. Once during each of your turns, when you hit with an attack roll, you can deal 2 extra fire damage. So can I add that to this sad 4 that I rolled?
You can, I believe. Hold on, I'm better if I see things myself. Not that I don't believe you.
Yeah. I also like to see it myself.
It's what was it called?
It's called Genie's Wrath.
Mostly though, I don't.
Really hard. Why don't I see this? I see Genie's Vessel, Eldritch Invocations.
You should be able to get it right off of her character sheet.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking
Oh
at.
yeah, it's under features and traits. If you can see the Genie's Vessel, right underneath that is the long rest, and then right underneath that it says Genie's Wrath.
Oh, okay. That's what I was missing. I was seeing Genie's Vessel and just moving on. Okay. Yeah, hit with an attack roll, you can deal extra damage. Yeah, that's perfect. Sorry about that, folks.
I've never played in a Genie Warlock. It's
I've never had one either, so yeah.
And then she'll also step back a little bit further because
Okay, so that's a total of 6 damage, yeah.
yeah.
4 force, 2 fire. Okay. So this ray of energy sort of has these like black flames around it, sort of comes emerging from the palms of your hand as you just spread it outward, and it sort of soars over Beauregard's shoulder, slamming this thing square in the chest that sort of takes a couple steps back, and then its eyes sort of like firmly lock with you, Ophelia, as it sort of cocks its head to the side. And it has this very sort of like intense look of
I'm luring it inside, guys.
Noah.
Right.
Your spell fizzles, so you lose the spell slot. It did not get close enough.
Okay.
What would you like to do on your turn?
Poop. All right. I will run forward. Okay. That gets me even. And I will. Your mother was a chicken. Your father was a. I don't know. A bunny. I'm gonna hit it with vicious mockery.
Okay. It's wisdom save.
Yes. Sorry. DC. It just says wisdom saving throw. It doesn't give.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a
13.
16. That's a 16 wisdom save. The creature seems to be unaffected by your attempt at a verbal joust. Anything else you would like to do, Noah?
Yes. I will then, as a bonus action, just chant a couple of lines of how great that the I forget his name, but Beauregard is, and give him some bardic inspiration.
Excellent.
What that does, you have 10 minutes to, after a roll, but before knowing the outcome, you can have an inspiration die 1 die 6 for an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Excellent. Well, thank you kindly.
And speaking of which, it would be Beauregard's turn next.
Beauregard is going to reach deep into his bag of tricks, and he is going to pull out a greatsword attack. That's a bit better right there, my friend. And that is 9 damage.
9 damage. So you focusing, just sort of squaring off with this creature as your friends approach from behind. You have this moment of zen as you strike forward, lunging with incredible speed and accuracy. Your blade digs into the flesh of this creature, cutting through the feathers, digging into it, but you feel a unnatural resistance as it doesn't go as deep or as far or hit as hard as you would have hoped.
I call out to everyone, it can bleed, but you gotta hit it harder!
Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
Cool. Still, what you doing?
Oh,
All right.
I actually
Go
didn't add my rage damage in there. It should be an extra 2 damage.
Thank you.
So that would halved is 5 instead of 4.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's it.
Now it is Sill's turn.
All right. I am going to use my bonus action to cast Shillelagh. And then use my action to use my wild shape as into the symbiotic entity form. And then I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So is the square in front of me melee range for the creature?
You have no idea.
I'm
You
not
haven't
quite
seen
sure.
it attack in that distance
Okay.
yet.
Okay,
but
so I guess my question is, am I 10 feet away from it right now or 5 feet away from it right now? Not what its reach is, but I'm not sure where the token
right,
is
so
on that
the
square.
token is in these 4 squares. You
Okay.
there are 10 feet between you and it, so you are 15 feet away from it.
Okay. So was that? Did I count wrong?
You may have.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Nope, I'm good. Okay. That is my turn.
Okay, so you're just sort of triggering symbiotic entity to send the sort of spores
Yeah,
throughout the air kind of around you.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then I believe it's Orion.
Okay. We'll keep up with Syl, and we'll call upon the Moonlight of Saloon and cast Sacred Flame. It's a Dex 13 save.
All right, I'm going to try to make a saving throw that isn't like high teens, guys.
Appreciate it.
12.
12! That's a failure! All right.
I had to
4.
screenshot.
Yeah.
4 damage. So this sort of silvery moonlight flame just sort of envelops the creature, swirling around it, causing its feathers to singe and burn as it shrieks aloud. Not an
Dare
Ophelia
darken Saloon's Night, Agent of Shar.
End of your turn?
Yep.
Then actually, Orion, you would be the first to hear it. Behind you, more wing beats
Oh,
coming in from high above,
Oh, we got more of them coming, boys.
go back to the church.
dropping down, sort of sweeping by the church's entrance. It is going to use its dive bomb
Oh,
on Noah, the first creature it comes across. It's only a 7. So Noah, your reflexes are too fast for this thing. Its wings too loud and noticeable as you sort of spin around, ducking out of the way as its talons come swooping over you. It sort of does a quick wheel around, landing on the ground, bringing its antlers down upon you. All right, now I'm rolling like I used to. That's 8.
Woo!
So it whiffs. The other one, however, is going to focus on Beauregard, making 2 attacks against you. Wow, this is incredible. Another 8 and what is this? A 14.
neither one of them will lift.
Forget about
A
that.
claw,
Wow.
neither claw nor horn will touch Beauregard.
Yeah, so you again focusing in on that swordsman-like poise. You are able to weave between all the blows like a dancer, just nimbly dodging out of the way of each swipe. And you allow nothing to touch you. Ophelia.
Ophelia is going to yell, "You're so good at avoiding being hit. If only you could actually hit the creature."
I just did!
And then she's gonna try to. Oh no, she's gonna fail horribly at the Eldritch Blast because she's just throwing it out the door. Only got a 9 to hit.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, a second. That's the damage roll. Sorry, I didn't actually roll to hit. Let me roll to hit.
Oh.
Still didn't hit though. That's an 8, even worse
Okay.
than the damage roll.
It much more closely this time clears Beauregard's shoulder, goes underneath the wing of the creature, and you somehow manage to put a nice fist-sized hole into the peasant house across the street.
Hey, Beauregard a little high and tight along that side of his head.
Yeah, you might have shaved a few hairs. Anything else, Ophelia?
That's it.
Okay, Noah, you've got this thing bearing down on you. What do you want to do?
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna disengage. And where are the doors in this house?
I'll draw a line. One moment. The doors would be right here.
Oh, okay. Well then, in that case, we'll just run. Oh. Yeah, there. And with my bonus action, I will do another part of inspiration to go.
To whom?
Sil.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right. Then Beauregard.
Beauregard is gonna repeat what he did last time, except hopefully hit a bit harder.
Hopefully.
Does a 16 hit?
It does.
Indeed.
Oh, you're right.
There's another 13 damage. Because
All right,
of
another
rage.
sort of swing, this sort of crescent arc of steel comes out at the creature, cutting into it, again resisted by some sort of magical force that seems to be aiding this creature.
This
But,
thing's got some thick skin.
Just like when you
Ophelia,
kicked the door 3 times.
Ophelia, maybe you should try hitting it once or twice. And that's the end of my turn.
Still.
All right. I'm gonna move up behind the creature.
Flanking works.
Is that
Yeah, you
Is
have to
that
get
adjacent
exactly
to it?
opposite of me. Yeah.
okay? I am going to attack with my shillelagh. That's a 22.
Oh,
Woohoo!
yes.
All right, and because I decided to make a class with all kinds of die rolls that get adjusted, but D&D Beyond doesn't do them automatically, I have to figure out.
Yeah, I believe it's a D8.
It's a D8 plus 3, and then because I'm in my form, I get another D8, I believe.
And is this all magical damage or
Yes, from shillelagh.
okay?
The
The other damage is poison, isn't it?
other damage is necrotic. It's a D6
Necrotic.
and it's
There you go.
necrotic. So 12 damage.
All right, so coming behind the creature with this enlarged sort of spiked staff that is covered with roots and vines, you bring it around with this resounding crack. You hear the breaking of bones as this creature shudders, its wings spreading outward as it howls in agony and collapses.
Beauregard, that's how you have to
Oh!
hit it. Like still.
I softened him up a bit.
Anything else from you still?
That is all I can do.
All right, Ryan.
All right. Well, I guess now I can turn around. Well, he's going to back up, though. 1, 2, 3. And we'll call upon the Light of Saloon to strike down this giant blue creature. X13. Sacred Flame.
And 19.
Jerk.
This time it sees it's coming, seeing what you did to its friend. It jumps out of the way just as the light sort of appears and tries to roll around it. Anything else before the end of your turn, Ryan?
Nope, that's good.
Okay. The Periton is going to sort of glance at the adventurers lining the streets here, and then it's going to glance over its shoulder at the church doors that you guys left wide open.
Oh my God, we're horrible people.
Where's that little kid? He didn't close him?
And it's going to sort of poke its head into the church.
Lazy punk.
And Ophelia, you you see the beast is dead.
Yay! We killed it. 5, 10.
Well, those of us that hit it did.
15. I hit it twice, sucker. 20.
Truly was a team effort.
Oops. Can I like land on top of there? Okay. See.
So yeah, as you come out of the tavern here, you see there's another one that has landed in the street.
All right. right.
And
I would.
bad time.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to Eldritch Blast that guy as well.
The life of a warlock.
Mm.
It's terrible rolls, and I didn't. I was like, oh, there's another!
Your shriek echoes in the night as a bolt goes radiating down the street, just missing it narrowly, sort of into the night sky. Oh shoot! I'm forgetting my sound effects.
Oh,
It's the one for Eldritch Blast is not great, but yeah, we get little zappy noise. Anything else, Ophelia?
That is it.
Okay, Noah.
yeah. I will run forward. I'll run forward to the street. So I'm in range. And I will try again. I am the greatest bard in all the land. And Cassidy's laughter.
Okay.
Well, that was the joke.
No, but I just thought
That's a joke right there.
yeah.
I mean, it made us all laugh.
Yeah, it worked.
Well, it rolls a 5.
Woo!
Woo!
Well, if it's intelligence is 4 or more, then it goes prone, incapacitated, and unable to stand up for the duration of my concentration, and it continues to fail wisdom saves.
Okay, so it
or each time it takes damage, it can do another wisdom save.
okay, so it begins to laugh, or what passes for laughing. It's this sort of. It sounds like screeching combined with like hiccups. It doesn't sound good, but it's definitely panicking the citizenry on the inside, as you can hear screams of the people who now see this thing peeking its head, or that was peeking its head in the door, and is now flopping about on the ground, just making horrible noises, but is for the moment incapacitated. Anything else? Okay, then Beauregard.
Beauregard is going to dead sprint 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, sorry, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. He's going to dead sprint right towards it. But unfortunately, because I do not attack or take damage this round. I mean, the round's not yet. That's one round I didn't attack or take damage, so
Nope.
that means the end of my rage.
Okay, so the focus is gone as you begin sprinting down the street, trying to do your best to engage the creature before it can enter the church. Still.
All right. I am also going to sprint down there. 5, 10.
Show Beauregard how to hit it, Sil.
And I can get there. And I'm going to hold an attack action in case the creature comes out of the vicious mockery incapacitation.
Did you use your action to sprint?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yep.
No worries.
Never mind. I will
All right.
just sprint.
Orion.
Orion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll just come down here, and he will hold a sacred flame in case it comes out of its stupor.
Okay. Then the monster. Wayne, help me out here. Is it making it save at the end of its turn?
At the end of each turn of its turns, yes.
Okay. That is a 15.
Uh-oh.
Comes out of it.
Not so funny anymore.
Okay. So
Because he realized that was the
The laughing stops, but the creature does not get up. It's still prone. So, Ophelia.
Ophelia's just gonna move. Oh God, I fell. Move forward a little bit.
Other one.
I tripped over the dead body. Uh, She's gonna move forward just a little bit. While fumbling in her pouch, she's gonna pull out the petrified eye of a newt, and kind of wave it at the creature and hex it. Hexing dexterity.
Okay, so this sort of ring of smoke begins to slowly form around the creature as you incant the hex.
So now the target will have disadvantage on ability checks. Oh, ability. I was hoping it would be also saving throws. Ability checks for dexterity.
Yeah, you and everyone else who cast.
Yeah. Have to read it
Um,
again.
Beauregard.
Beauregard is gonna step forward,
Excel ice knife.
and he is gonna take his two-handed sword, and if I hit enter, it does it with advantage. I think.
If you
You right click on the box,
Oh, there we go. I
and
see.
then
Yep.
yeah, you hit advantage and then roll.
So it's a good thing I had advantage there.
Yeah.
21 to hit.
21, yeah, you plunge the blade downward into the creature.
And 12 damage. I am no
Nice.
longer raging.
And what would have been like a prime debilitating strike against any other creature is just kind of mediocre on this one. Even despite its prone form, sort of flopped all over the floor, feathers outspread.
These things got tough skin.
Still back to you.
All right, and we get advantage, right?
You would
Melee. Yeah.
yes. You have advantage because it's prone, but once it stands up, you'll need to be standing like, in this spot.
All right, so I'm going to swing at it. How does it? I'm not sure how advantage just works in here in D&D Beyond. I thought
You
I
have to
selected
right
it.
click on the.
It's each roll.
Yeah.
I did. Okay. All right, so it was a 19 is the best one.
You hit.
All right. So 5 plus 8 damage total.
Okay, so you strike down with your magic infused staff, and Beauregard, I'm thinking there's just a hint of jealousy as you're watching him more effectively beat this creature to death, and he is a pile
so
of
good at that, Sil.
machine parts and fungus.
Well, Mama did just tell me all I could have was this plain sword until I earned something better. And now I'm regretting it.
I wish I was not so effective at ending life.
Orion.
I guess he never got up, so I never used the sacred flame.
No.
So we'll use yet another sacred flame.
Okay.
DC 13. I don't know if he's.
Hey, can somebody check if prone gives disadvantage on dex saves?
Sure, give me a second.
I believe
I don't think it does.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it doesn't.
No, I don't think it does. Oh God, get to the right window. Come on.
Prone. Movement option is to crawl. It has disadvantage on attack rolls.
Yeah.
And attack rolls against it have advantage.
Okay, I was thinking
But
attack.
yeah, there's no.
No disadvantage on
Apparently, it can manage to roll out of the way.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, correct.
it's 11.
11 fails.
Woo!
5.
All right, this time the fire has no problems descending upon the low-lying creature as it sort of thrashes and wails about.
And I'll be yelling to the churchgoers to close the dang doors.
Hold the door!
Excellent. The creature now.
Restrained,
Yeah.
by the way, gives disadvantage on dex and strength saves.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of. But now,
I'm going to use my reaction when it starts its turn to do my Halo of Spores
yeah, sure.
for 3 damage.
Okay. Anyone else feel that Halo Spores should be like a D8?
He's like Pigpen from the Peanuts. What is going on over there?
So as it's sort of getting up, bringing itself to its talons, it's breathing in these sort of caustic spores that surround Sill, and with that, and seeing that the most effective damage dealer has been the druid, it is going to turn towards you and attempt to gore you with its horns.
Rude. So rude.
That's a 15.
That does not hit.
Woo.
Wow, these creatures are jokes suddenly. Does a 17 hit?
Yes, 17 hits.
Okay. You dodge out of the way of the horns, but then it like sort of uses its wings to lift itself up momentarily as it swipes out with its talons. Can't catch a break today. 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Fun. It's yeah. Starting to regret ever coming here. Ophelia.
Ugh, Ophelia is gonna plant her feet and try to concentrate her hardest, and once again, shockingly, Eldritch Blast at it for
Wow.
21 to hit.
21 absolutely hits.
So it's gonna be for 6 plus the 2 for the fire damage, plus her hex. So that's 3. That's 6, 7, 8 plus another 6. So that'll be 14 damage.
All right, solid. So this just potent ray of energy flies out from you, and this time it's infused. So the ring of smoke just sort of flares up, gets really big as the bolt encroaches, and then it sort of like constricts around it, causing this just sort of like shudder of energy to sweep in onto the demented bird creature. And now it's starting to look real rough. It's got blood from multiple wounds. It's starting to limp a little bit and sort of list to one side. Real bad.
Has asthma.
Coughing spores.
Well done, Ophelia. Well done.
I learned it from Syl.
I didn't want
Noah.
to be the tank this time, guys.
You chose Druid.
Around fish out of the water. Yeah, they more of those wings. I'll do a vicious mockery. Guess it was not a very good mock.
Okay. Yeah, rolls a nat 20 on the save. I'm sorry.
I'll do a annoying mockery.
Really must have not been that funny.
Oh.
And let's see. Who haven't I? I guess I'll give my final bardic inspiration. Who's in front of me? I can't see. I did one to Orion.
Okay. Yeah, don't forget those inspirations, folks.
I haven't had to use mine yet.
Beauregard.
Beauregard is gonna attack again. I'm gonna use that bardic inspiration we were just talking about.
Speak of the devil.
That's a 14
of 14.
to hit.
That just hits.
Woohoo! That's gonna be 10 damage.
All right. I mean, I don't know how I can describe the same attack.
Well, he turned around to face. As he turned around to face my friend Syl, he brought his talons up and coming up from behind, a scratch right across his back. Just don't sink in enough.
Beautiful. End of turn.
End of turn.
Still, you're up.
All
The
right.
scariest robot that's ever been.
going to try to smack him with the shillelagh again.
I'm gonna get a dramatic picture of Syl here.
No, not 20.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's 13, and then I guess I would get 2 d6s, right?
Yes.
So
You would
19.
you would double all the dice you roll.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what
Okay.
it did.
Okay. So yeah, a total of 19.
Yes.
Ooh. Then
Yeah.
it goes down.
Wow, Syl. Man.
I'm sorry, Beauregard. I knew you wanted to do that.
No,
And there was much
no,
rejoicing.
there's no accordion.
All right.
That was like a kid's
Congratulations.
recorder class. That was horrible. It sounds like
I
my
know.
daughter in recorder practice. Oh. Well, I am just a student of the sword. I have a lot more to learn, I think.
I would say that is a correct assessment.
But still, you're on top of it. You are on fire. You're doing a great job kind of holding up the team.
I'm gonna reach down to the feathery corpse and kind of drag it out of the door.
Yeah.
Drag
yeah.
it back out of the door, so it's like over here. I have to flip it.
Yeah, you pull it away, just sort of strong arming it across the road, and you see a bunch of frightened onlookers. Now, expressions turning to relief and joy. As
I
guys
told you we could kill it. You just have to hit it harder, like my friend Syl here does.
Hello, that is me.
Oh,
Jayla sort of steps out into the street with you guys, and she closes the doors behind her. And she says, "Well, I appreciate the act and the gesture in ways you can't possibly imagine. Please communicate with us next time before you go sprinting into the streets. So, for example, we can have someone cover the door. But, again,
We never know who we can trust. Surprise is the best option.
Well, I thought your friend, little boy, was at the door before. I just assumed he's closing it behind us.
She nods. And probably not a silly assumption to make, but incorrect nonetheless. But it's relevant. You've done us a grand favor, and I wish to thank you. I'm afraid we have little to give, and you have not slain the last of these beasts. There are more. And I doubt with 2 fewer in their number that they will so directly attack again.
Do you know where they come from?
I believe I do. Unfortunately, my best guess is very vague. There is a sort of halo of mountains almost that surrounds Gladeview. It's known as the Silver Spar Range. And the Silver Spars are immensely vast and dense, and I believe they come from somewhere in the mountains. But I also believe I might know why. Before the attacks, we were host to an archaeologist, a dwarf. He came to this town looking for a tomb, I think, and he made several expeditions into the valley, which is largely unexplored territory. He found something, though he wouldn't tell me exactly what, though he said it was of great archaeological importance. He mentioned a monolith, a spire in the valley. If you follow the north road through the lowlands, you'll be able to find it and hear my cat crying in the background.
Mhm.
And she continues, I think if you go there and find that spire, he seemed to think it was of dark magic, of otherworldly power. Excuse me one moment.
It was just Noah trying to sing,
Yeah. um,
practicing a song about our victory. Or we.
so yes, she tells you of this mysterious monolith, an artifact of dark power, and a suspicion that she feels that those and the monsters that are somehow connected. She believes, but she knows little else beyond that.
Well, I don't want to speak for all my companions here, but I have a feeling that we're probably going to go check out that place of yours. But I do think that I would like, I'm a wee bit tuckered out. I would like to find a nice place to rest for the evening. Unfortunately, the bird thing broke open the door to the inn, so maybe we could go there and sleep.
I will ask Madeline for the keys to the rooms, and I'm sure you can help yourself to anything inside, within reason, of course. You've earned it. Thank you.
Once I spent a summer abroad in Chult, and there was a camp of. Anyway, there was a camp of people there that would hang the heads of their defeated enemies outside of their camp to warn away other of the horrible creatures that lived
That
in Chult.
sounds barbaric.
Yeah, but you may want to consider doing that here in the town to ward away the other giant, weird, eagle antler people.
I don't think that I don't think we'll be doing that. But thank you for the suggestion. Why don't you folk head into the tavern? I'll get you the keys for the rooms upstairs.
Much
She just
obliged, ma'am. And
awkwardly steps back into the. Or were you going to say Mortimer?
no, I was turning and to Syl actually. My friend Syl, you said you wanted to check out that fountain. Why don't we do that while she's fetching those keys?
It was the
garden. He
the
wanted
garden.
to
But
vegetables.
Sil would also like to check out the fountain. He does need to keep the spores moist inside his body, so
Okay.
Ew.
both of them work.
Save ale for you from the tavern when we get over.
I sure could use a drink myself.
Why don't we? Yeah, we're gonna start wrapping things up here, but we can do the fountain and the garden here in a minute. There's not a ton to them, but would you go by yourself, Sil?
No, I would go with Beauregard.
Yeah,
Okay.
I said I was going with him.
Are you doing it now in the middle of the night?
Do we want to go, Bo?
I mean, I thought you had a matter of some urgency. If you could wait till the morning, that'd be much preferred.
Oh no, we can wait until the morning.
Lovely then. Shall we retire for the evening?
I could use some moonshine.
Ugh. Heavy-handed.
Okay, so you guys are given the keys to the tavern. Apparently, one of the owners is still alive and is happy to let you use it on the house. She says to help yourself to a meal and some drinks and whichever rooms you please. Just asks you not to burn it down or drink them entirely out of stock.
And I do give her my deepest condolences for the damage that creature did to their front door.
That was what. Where?
Actually, yeah, make a deception check.
Oh, not bad. Not great, but not bad.
Yeah, she is she's all about just sort of like hand waving it. She's like, "Oh, don't worry, we I would much rather have the beasts be dead and a door damaged than something far worse. And she appears to have bought it.
Woo! I have the what's it called? I have the
Audacity.
no. I blush and look ashamed anyway, regardless of her
Okay.
buying it or not.
Yeah, and Ophelia's just like making real aggressive eye contact with Beauregard, going like,
Oh, and apologies about the church door, but I was quite literally born in a barn.
So with that, you guys move your way into the Drunken Dragon and have
Drunken
yourself a
Dragon.
meal
I like that.
and a drink, and you take a long rest. And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
where we will leave off this evening. Pick up next time with you guys heading into the valley
All
to
right.
find the source of these strange foes and hopefully defeat them.
That
Also-
sounds lovely.
Welcome to level 3.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Level up. I love leveling
Just
up.
be
It's
right.
my favorite part. It's my favorite part. We have a tradition on our stream that when we finish with our stream, we like to raid another D&D stream. So, as you're new, Ben, I won't call on you to pick the stream this evening, but I
"Oh,
do hope
wasn't ready
that
for
you
this."
are watching our stream at least, so it shows up as another follower.
I
But-
have it up.
You do
Yeah.
great, excellent.
Yeah.
So, what I would like is who wants to pick the stream today? Why don't we make Syl pick the stream because he was the
Woo!
most valuable hitter
He's the
yet
MVP.
again.
All right, that's the wrong person because my computer cannot handle all of this and Twitch at the same time. So,
Oh, how dare I ask you? All right.
soon, Eddie, soon. I
All
hope.
right.
We'll
How
see.
about I would ask Wayne, but Wayne always asks. Tells me he doesn't know how things work, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to go with Justin
Justin's
then.
birthday, yeah.
Justin, it's your birthday. You get to pick the stream.
Gonna party.
Who are we
like
gonna raid?
birthday.
Yeah, I don't know how that works either.
Oh God,
Oh.
Hold on.
these damn kids.
It's a really simple theory. You go to twitch.tv, you click the browse button, you find a channel that says Dungeons and
Browse.
Dragons, right? It's one
Got
of the categories is
Filter.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Categories. Got it.
And then
Dungeons.
inside that category, there's people that have like 8,000 followers. We're not rating them. We're going to go find somebody that has like 20 or less.
Okay. Dungeons and
The
Dragons.
Wombat of Doom has 4 viewers.
The Wombat of Doom.
Yeah,
That is a lovely name.
yeah.
Yeah.
9,016 viewers. Is this right? We be Gorblins free? Let's see.
It would be the second line. So the first line's the title of the stream. The second line is their channel. So if you click on it, it should bring you to their channel, and you should be able to just tell me what the name is. You can put it in our Discord. That would be great.
D&D to the Skies, Session 11. The World's Guild.
D&D to the sky.
To the Skies.
You have to type it in so I can read it. Sorry.
Let's see. D&D to the Skies. Copy. Well, hold on. How do I get to where I am? And get back
And,
to where we are. Okay.
Usually
no,
it's-
that's not-
It's one of 3 people that pick the streams that we raid. So now I've put people on notice that they have to figure out how to do this. When we do this next week, we should be starting right at 6 o'clock. We've gotten all the technical difficulties, I think, out of the way at this point. And yeah, the stream should be a little bit less hectic.
Starting at 6 on a regular basis, huh? Okay.
Is it too tight for you to make it 6?
Well, I usually leave sometime after 5, and takes me an hour and something to get home. So I'd have to just try to leave early every Wednesday.
Well, or we
Before
could maybe push it if it's up to scheduling with Ben. We can see if he could push it a half an hour. It's up to
Sure.
him.
I can swing whatever you guys want. I'm free otherwise this evening. I don't want it to run too much later, but
Right.
like if we had to push it back to where it's normally ending, at the end of this hour or whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, but I think if we pushed it back, so it would end at 9 instead of at 8:30. Did you link that channel name anywhere, Justin?
You put it
I
in
tried to post it in the chat.
In the Twitch
in
chat?
Is that what you meant? Or posted in
The
Discord is where you
World's
wanted
Guild,
it? Or?
I think. No, that's fine. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on. Control V. Yeah, there's the World's Guild. That's it. All right, then I will raid their channel now. Thank you very much, anyone who has stayed with us to this point, and we will see you next week.
Cool.
All right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and have a good night.
Okay.
Night, everybody.
All right, the raid is on. The stream